I think you identified a key missing demographic, and that's the evangelicals. I mean, I comports with my years of experience trying to get the evangelicals at the table. We tried to do that with a recent Festival of Faith. We had 30 faith communities signed up, not one Pentecostal, not one evangelical. They just didn't want to be a part of it. They want to be there. They want to live in their own world. They want to do their own thing with their own like-minded audience, and they really see precious little value in having a partnership with Jews or Muslims or Hindus, or even mainline Protestants.
That's right.
And yet, as you say, they do have a real influence on the social political ethos of this area and most other areas. And they quietly assert their influence with those that are like-minded politically, certainly. So, I mean, those are some concerns here. I think I like your process. I think it is kind. It really requires. It is disciplined. I think it brings honesty to the table sooner, and you don't do the dance quite as long. Mm-hmm. And I think that has a lot of potential. I didn't mean to say that your three practices needs to lead to problem solving or solutions. I was curious to know what form of progress you were seeing, and you answered that for me. I mean, I am seeing progress based upon what you shared. So yes, we don't have blue collar folks here participating in dialogues on any subject. We just don't. And yet, when all I can do is leave the urban center of Cincinnati, and I just go out in a few of the small towns, and it's a totally different conversation, a totally different way of looking at things. And we're pissed that they voted for Trump, and they're appalled that we would consider Hillary, and yet the Midwest has a lot of dynamics and a lot of characteristics that would be really, really ready for your program.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to learn more, but I am genuinely impressed with what you're sharing.
So what I've got a couple friends that are in the city there that I've talked with about doing some three practice circles. I got two friends that teach at Aiken High School.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I've talked with them about doing some three practice circles with kids.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We've watched young people respond really favorably to this because they are shocked that anybody's listening to them. Mm-hmm. And I've had 13-year-olds and 65-year-olds in the same group, taking each other seriously.
Okay.
Right. Not talking down, not condescending, but on a level playing field. It's been fascinating to watch. So I'm pretty confident that I could convene some evangelicals if I came to Cincinnati. I would ask them personally as a favor to show up. Mm-hmm. That's usually how it starts. And it's not beneath me to pay people to come. It helps.
Sure.
Cincinnati's the city of focus groups. I'll just hire people. I'm pretty confident. And the other thing is you don't need a 50-50 split at all. You need an 80-20. You got to have the right. It's just like salt or spice. You just need the right amount of it to shock the majority. Like when you hear somebody in a group. So you only need, out of 20, you need about 3-4 people at least who hold a counter to the majority. And then even in the majority, people will split off.
Oh, sure.
Each other on interesting issues.
Right.
So we've done one of the issues around all lives, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter.
Right, right.
That's the kind of thing that the kind of headline we would use to convene a group. And I would go to somebody, and I assume you have African American friends who would come, and I have some that would come, and
Sure.
who, if I asked them to, in Cincinnati. It's a way to get started. What we're intending to do is to introduce people to the 3 practice circle methodology, and then develop training. We've got a training curriculum we're going to do for people who want to lead these.
Right.
We're working with some groups down in Merced in California that are going to be doing it. They want to have people be able to go out and apply this whatever context, whether in their own personal lives or whether in their businesses, in their schools, that type of thing, where they can convene groups, and then they'll understand what the issues are. The group it's agnostic. The methodology is agnostic. I can't imagine the different environments and settings that it would be used in. But that's what we want to do, is start getting more people involved. So I was thinking that, if we came out, if Peter, yourself, and I'm so pleased to have met you, a few people at the very least would participate in a couple of these, just to see, professional people that understand this world. You'll quickly assess the legitimacy of the process. You can't help yourself.
Right.
You'll be there for 3 minutes, go, that's not going to happen, and or are you going to wow, okay, this could work. Right. I need people like
I think that's a good approach, if I may.
That to me is would be really helpful if we could, if you or Peter or other people could just be in the process and then give us feedback,
Sure. Right.
So,
happy to.
Inequity is iniquity. This was another headline we came up with around money. Is inequity iniquity? And this got us into the conversation around money. And interestingly, that particular group then went off on its own tangent around homelessness. Because you have to kind of follow the conversation at times. So that's what where it led them. But I totally think that issue is relevant, and would love to, just love to be in the middle of facilitating and guiding that kind of conversation. So how would you like to, how would you like to go forward? What can I do that could help move this idea forward?
Damn it, I did it again. Here we go. Oh, shit. You still there?
I'm here.
Okay. All right. I just, now that we're about done here, I just opened up the screen. You're going to get back to Peter. Shall I give Peter a call? I'll let him know we had a conversation. How would you?
He'll want to know more from you. He'll want to know Peter will want to know your read on me.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, all right. I will give him a call and tell him we had a real good, constructive conversation. Yep. And I'm interested in learning more, and you might be amenable, given the right opportunity here, to come in and pilot a few programs on several issues. I'll tell Peter that this Jubilee project ought to be one of them, and the issues implicit in that work. Mm-hmm. And so I think he would warm to that. You have a time frame, Jim, that you're kind of shooting for here, or?
I will do anything, particularly as it relates to Cincinnati.